Hello everyone, how are you doing? I hope you're doing really well and staying healthy and washing your hands often. Today we're going to paint our rainy day painting using watercolor, and before that we're going to keep using the oil pastel so that we can do the rainbow first. So I hope you enjoy today's lesson, and let's begin. So here we have the painting that we did last week. I have all the ellipses and the horizon line here, only that I've done it in white oil pastel and you cannot see the drawing. My horizon line is right here, and we're going to add the rainbow like you can see here. So my rainbow is going to be on this side. So like we talked about last week, I hope you practiced the curvy lines that we need to make to do a little portion of the rainbow. So I have my red, and I think I'm going to put one here. So I'm going to draw a little 1/4 of a circle shape. And if you want, I can also, and I'm going to color a little bit more of the red so that it has a thickness. And next is orange. So I'm just going to color, trying to make the same kind of curvy line with orange. There we go. Now yellow, right? That's gonna be my yellow. I need to put a lot of oil pastel so that it's nice and thick. Then green. You can see that I'm losing a little bit of the curviness here, so I'm going to make this a little thicker, lift this up so that I don't lose the curve. Now blue, and if you get a little bit of the white spot, that's completely okay. Because when we color this with watercolor on top, it's gonna create a nice effect. Now indigo. And lastly, purple. Now I have my rainbow colored completely. Now the last thing that I'm gonna do, I'm going to use the white oil pastel one more time, and I'm going to draw some raindrops. And it looks really nice if you use a little bit of longer lines on the bottom area. Okay, so because it's white, I'm going to have to go really slowly, make sure that from time to time I can put my face like right here next to the painting so that I can see what I'm doing. If you want to just lay down like this next to your painting and keep drawing this way, that's totally fine too. Sometimes you can see better. So I'm going to make some short lines. And make sure that your white lines are painted hard. Again, it is still okay that there are some white dots, but it is better to paint really hard. So here on the bottom, I'm trying to make longer lines and even stronger. So I'm going back and forth like 1, 2, right? Okay, I think I'm almost ready. Yeah. One more here. I think I'm ready. Are you ready? Now, as you can see, there are lots of different types of blue going on here. To get this kind of effect, so that the different blues mix in really naturally, we need to prepare our watercolor mixture beforehand. So, I'm going to get my palette and my water. And I'm going to make sure that I have all the mixtures ready before I start coloring. And as you remember, it is wetting your brush and rubbing on the color that you want to use, and then putting it on the dish. Here, let me lift this up so that you can see better. There we go. So I'm wetting the brush and rubbing it on the color and putting it on the palette dish. Sometimes you want to just pick up the color here if it is too watery and just scrape your brush so that you get most out of the paint. Wet the brush, rub, and scrape. There we go. We do this so that the paint is very, very thick, so that the color is very strong. That way we can create a nice contrast between the white oil paint and the dark blue paint. Okay, I think we can use 2, 3, even 4 different blues for the background. And before switching to another color, I want you to wash your brush really well in the water. And when you wash your brush, what you want to do is you want to put your brush all the way down to the bottom of your water container and shake. That way the water doesn't splash everywhere. And I think I'm going to use this dark blue, and I'm just gonna mix it into this green that I had before and see what that does. Remember, you can come up with your own color by mixing blue with another cool color like green or purple. So for this one, I'm going to just use the color that I had on this palette because this watercolor is gonna get mixed. I may even mix more green if I want to. So before I get some green, I'm going to scrape my brush. Then I'm gonna wash my brush. Then maybe this green. So with the brush, rub and put it here. Ooh, I think I like that nice dark green blue color. Okay. And I want to make sure that I have a lot of each color, remember? I want you to also try to make a full dish so that you have a lot of color. I'm ready for my next color. Here I have some leftover purple. So I'm going to choose maybe this blue and use it here so that it gets mixed with purple. So I'm gonna get purple blue. So I'm going to try to get a lot of this blue by wetting, rubbing, and scraping the brush. Wetting, rubbing, and scraping. I think now I'm ready to mix my purple into this blue. So I'm washing my brush so that my purple doesn't get too dirty. And rubbing, scraping, wetting, rubbing, and scraping. I think I want to mix even more purple. So I'm going to do the same thing and get my purple blue. And that's a lot of color too. I think I want one more color because looking at the amount of paint that I have, I may not have enough to cover the entire paper. So I wash my brush and I'm going to use this same blue here, but I think I'm gonna mix with something else. What I'm gonna mix it with, I'm not sure, but probably it's gonna be another blue. So that is double blue. So wetting, rubbing, 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 and scraping to make sure that I have a lot of color and very strong color as well. So you have to be very diligent here and have everything ready. Okay, now I'm ready to wash my brush and choose my second blue. Maybe this one. And I could mix more than two colors, you know? So if this does not make a color that I would like to use, I may even mix another color into this mixture. But right now I want to make sure that I have a lot of color. So I'm doing a lot of rubbing and scraping. Now I'm mixing the two, and I don't think my color here is so different from the first color. So I'm gonna consider mixing maybe another green. So maybe this green. I think I'm gonna like this one too. I think I will be very happy about this one. Yes. So I have 4 different types of blues and I think I'm ready. So I'm gonna put my water away and I'm ready to color. So here we go. So I'm gonna choose my first color. I'm gonna wet my brush enough. Then I'm just going to start from maybe top left corner because I'm using my right hand. So I can work from here and down this way. And this is gonna be the easiest thing ever because all you have to do is just wet your brush with your color and then just color whatever area that you would like to color. And then you want to scrape your brush or maybe dry your brush with toilet paper and then pick another blue, wet it completely and just connect with the previous color. And they will get mixed. They will get to mix very nice and naturally. So I'm going to go down a little here and now I'm going to scrape my brush to get rid of the last color and I'm picking another blue and I'm continuing. And I am coloring on top of my rainbow without any problem because my rainbow was colored with oil pastel and because of something that we call wax resist, it's not going to be completely covered. Wow, look at that. Now I'm gonna switch to my purple blue. And with my purple blue, before my first area gets dried, I want to go back to this and then make sure that things stay wet and really well connected. You always have to make sure that things don't get dried. Now I can switch, and I'm switching to this blue. Wow, it looks really, really cool. I really like this. Okay, I'm switching to my next blue. Remember to wet your brush completely so your brush is really loaded with a lot of paint. Then continue. Okay, I'm switching to this blue now and continuing. Let them get mixed. Very cool. Switching to my purple blue. Now I want to do little spots like this, here and there. I think that's more fun. Here and there. And my white lines are coming out. They're so pretty. Let's use a lot of paint. That way your painting stays wet and the different blues will get mixed very naturally. Once the watercolor gets dried, you can see some line, and sometimes, that doesn't look very natural. So see, I'm almost done. This was very quick, right? Now, after you cover the entire painting with colors, if you want to, you can also try mixing in a color on top of what's already been painted. But you have to make sure that it's wet. If it's dry, then it may look a little weird. So I'm going to try here. Ooh. Get that, see? This is still kind of wet, so it's gonna get mixed fairly naturally. Now here, I wanna make it even darker. So I'm gonna put more color here. I can do the same thing here. See, I have taped my paper before I started to paint, so my paper is warping, but it's still going to be kind of straight. So you might want to do the same thing. It's just that when you take off the tape, when it's dry, it may rip off your paper. So you might want to be really careful if you decide to use tape. So I think I'm done. I want to make sure that the corners are nice. Okay, there we go. I think I am done with this painting. So as you know, when you're done with your watercolor palette, it is always wise to get some water and wet your palette and then wipe it with paper towel so that it's clean for your next time. Okay, your brush, you can wash them with soap and water. Well, I hope you guys had fun doing this watercolor technique. Just remember to make a lot of paint mixtures before you begin to paint, because you don't want to run out of colors in the middle of it. Because you want to cover the entire painting before anything gets wet. That way, the different colors get mixed very naturally without any awkward lines. I'm going to see you guys in about 2 weeks with another exciting project. Okay? I hope you're having fun with the art projects, and I hope to see you guys soon. Bye-bye.